Hello, I'm Laura Marshall.
And I'm Melinda Rose, and this is Light Matters for January 30th, 2013.
On this week's show, federal agents raid a photonics firm, fiber optics stop epileptic seizures, multitasking microlights could spark a communications revolution, and nanophotonics enables a new kind of optical spectrometer.
The Boston Globe and other media outlets reported last week that federal agents raided the headquarters of Agiltron north of Boston. The apparent investigation involved agents with the FBI and ICE, or U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The raid was not related to an immigration matter, sources told the Globe, but rather to federal export regulations. Agiltron was founded in 2000 by Dr. Jing Zhao, co-founder of optical components manufacturer NZ Applied Technologies, which was later acquired by Corning. Agiltron makes optical switches, attenuators, and components, infrared detectors, molded infrared lenses, and Raman spectrometers for data communications, telecommunications, aerospace, and instrumentation. It has more than 100 employees and has received more than $50 million in government contracts since 2001. To date, the company has made no formal statements on the matter. We will keep following this story and bring you more information as it becomes available.
Neuroscientists at UC Irvine can stop epileptic seizures using fiber optic signals. The new approach could help the more than 3 million people in the U.S. alone who have epilepsy. The new approach also holds promise of better treatment options for severe episodes and for the 40% of patients whose seizures cannot be controlled with drugs. Using a mouse model of temporal lobe epilepsy, the team created an EEG-based computer system that activates hair-thin optical strands implanted in the brain when it detects a real-time seizure. These fibers subsequently turn on specially expressed light-sensitive proteins called opsins, which can either stimulate or inhibit specific neurons in select brain regions during seizures. The researchers found that this process was able to arrest ongoing electrical seizure activity and reduce the incidence of severe events. The approach is also seen as useful for understanding how seizures occur and how they can be stopped experimentally. The work, which has not been applied to humans yet, appears in Nature Communications.
Tiny LED lights now being developed would deliver Wi-Fi-like internet communications while simultaneously displaying information and providing illumination. Over the next 4 years, with Engineering and Physical Sciences Research Council, or EPSRC funding, a consortium of UK universities led by the University of Strathclyde will be developing this technology to help unleash the full potential of Li-Fi, the transmission of internet communications using visible light rather than today's crowded radio or microwaves. Underpinning Li-Fi is the use of LEDs, which imperceptibly flicker on and off thousands of times a second. By altering the length of the flickers, it is possible to send digital information to specially adapted PCs and other electronic devices, making Li-Fi the digital equivalent of Morse code. But rather than developing Li-Fi LEDs around 1 millimeter square in size, like other groups around the world, the EPSRC team is developing micron-sized LEDs. The tiny devices flicker on and off 1,000 times faster than larger LEDs, meaning they could transmit data more quickly. Also, more of the smaller LEDs would fit into the same space, meaning it could transmit many times more information. Also, each micron-sized LED would act as a tiny pixel, so one large array of them could be used as a screen displaying information at the same time it provides internet communications and room lighting. Eventually, it could even be possible for the LEDs to incorporate sensing capabilities. Strathclyde leads the project, which also involves the universities of Cambridge, Edinburgh, Oxford, and St. Andrews.
By adding nanophotonics to traditional optical spectroscopy, a team at the University of Alabama in Huntsville demonstrated a new kind of optical spectrometer with functions of sensing and spectral measurement. The new apparatus, called spectrometer sensors, because it's a spectrometer and a sensor, takes advantage of a new nanoscale photonic device called a super nanograting that was created at the university. They made super diffraction gratings with nanograting structures that allow the resonance of the nanostructure to be measured with a photodetector array. No optical spectrometer needed. The spectrometer sensors can detect toxins or contaminants in very small quantities. The university recently filed a patent to license the new technology. Spectrometer sensors are best suited in applications requiring small size and weight. Such small and lightweight sensors may be useful for NASA space exploration applications like measuring the chemical makeup on the surface of Mars.
Before we go, we want to remind you that if you're attending SPIE Photonics West 2013, we have some fun activities at our booth for you.
Yes, we do. Stop by booth 8600 during the BIOS show on Sunday, February 3rd from 2 to 4 p.m. and you can receive a nifty Light Matters t-shirt for appearing on camera and telling us how you explain photonics to the general public.
I don't know about you, but every time I talk to someone, a lay person, and say I work in photonics, I always hear, "What's that?"
Yeah, all the time.
You'll have the same opportunity at booth 600 on Tuesday, February 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and we'll have our Light Masters interactive quiz game available during the entire exhibit as well.
Definitely stop by and play that one. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Light Matters, Photonics Media's weekly newscast.
As always, you can write to us with your questions or comments at lightmatters@photonics.com.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week from San Francisco.